2, 1. Now live coming hot. And today, Kacey and Coach P hear you, but we coming in hot with another live episode of No Cap Live Q&A with Kacey and Coach P, where we aim, our number one goal is to give you the best you to equip yourself with in your tool belt and take you every.
You like stuttering, bro. It's like
the music.
That's me.
Now we're gonna do it again and then bring the music back. So what I was saying was we coming in hot today live. My partner got some music that he finna drop for y'all. That Bootsy Boo that he came in with. But this is another live episode of No Cap Live Q&A with Kacey and Coach P, where we aim to bring you best practices to send you on your way with, to equip you in your tool belt of life as you go out and handle your business as we handle ours as well. What's up with my partner, man?
Man, same much shit, different day. You know, the other day somebody said, man, I like when P do that intro like that. I like the way he introduced y'all. I said, yeah, I taught him that shit.
He gave the teleprompter.
Hey, was you watching these games?
Not yet, but go ahead and what you coming in hot with, man?
What I'm coming in with today? That bullshit. That day, he still came to me in the hospital the next day. He must love me. Yeah, I love my niggas. And all my niggas love me. Yeah, I love my niggas until eternity. Hey, I love you, my nigga. Now, to my partner over there, my nigga. Now,
coming in hot with that Bootsy Boo, and it's nothing but love. You feel me? What made you come on with that particular song and with Bootsy? Shout out to Bootsy, man.
You know what? Nothing. It just spoke to me today and said, "Come on with that one." Bootsy came on and said, "Hey, nigga, come out and say that shit." So there we go.
And there it is.
I like that song. But not a lot of people be slapping that song, bro. You know what I'm saying? That's really, you hear that shit either probably New Orleans or goddamn Oakland.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you know what? Let's talk about real quick. You just made me think of some songs that get slapped in certain regions by artists that may not get slapped other places. But what you drinking right now? What you got in your cup?
Tea.
You drinking tea, huh? You feel like drinking tea today?
Feel a little tea.
Got the bell? Okay.
Yeah, a little tea with the lemon and the honey.
Okay, with the lemon and the honey. Okay, keeping it all together, man. You got to hit the high note, whatever it might be. Hey, I'm gonna tell you a song. What's his name? God dang it. So icy.
Gucci.
Now listen, the song that's the biggest song by Gucci in the Bay Area. Since we talk about certain songs getting played in the regions, the biggest song that Gucci ever made that was played in the Bay Area was made by Zaytoven. No. Not the biggest song in the Bay Area.
I know you finna go to Roderick Davis.
That's not the biggest song in the Bay Area. This is the Bay Area slap that I don't even think Bootsy himself know that this. And when he had the verses, everybody from the Bay was like, man, he should have did this. Hold on, I'm gonna pull it up.
Hold on, just tell me the name of the song.
On
what CD?
If I tell you, I'm gonna ruin the surprise. I'll text it to you so you can pull it up.
You gotta tell me the name of the CD.
Nah, I'm gonna text you the song.
Okay.
YouTube. So we don't ruin the surprise for the people on the airwaves, so we can hit them with it. Since you want to pull it up instead of me pulling it up.
No, you can pull it up if you want to. Shit, go ahead. Cause it's a bunch of them for me.
Don't say it out loud. Just pull it up.
This one?
No. Look, when you see it, you go, no. Matter of fact, don't even read that text I sent you. Let me surprise your ass since you ain't playing the right shit. Don't read that text.
It ain't came through yet. Send it again.
Don't read it. Ignore it. This one. Damn, I don't even know if that's the name of the song. Hold on, cuz. I don't even know this.
Because I ain't never heard the name of that one.
Hold on. Damn, what's the name of that song? Oh, I know what it is. Hold on, I got you. Yeah. Boy, this go crazy right here. This go crazy in the club and everything. This is a Bay Area classic, even though it's from Gucci. Gucci, if you ever come to the Bay, or when you come to the Bay, because I know you be coming, and you perform out here or whatever, you open up with this song, I'm telling you.
I used to think it was
Hold on. I gotta wait for the commercial to go by. Open up with this one right here. I'm surprised my Bay Area native.
Hey, man, I mean, you gotta tell me the song. You didn't tell me the CD because I like a lot of Gucci songs.
Lamborghinis, Ferraris, the Bentleys, the boats, jet skis, Cristal and Don P, the Christian PC, two facts about me.
See, we used to be in the club going crazy.
Push the phone over some more. Let me see the CD. Gucci, man. Streets versus Roderick Davis. What was on?
I hurt your daughter feelings, Miss Jackson, I'm sorry. Flipping like Goldie and balling like Kobe. These haters get foul, flown in the Oakland Pinocchio.
What is it called? Stick 'em up.
Big Cat LaFleur.
The last one.
Gucci the OG. It's the hook though. They told me make a beat too. You fuck with him, you fuck with me. Him, you stuck with me. In the club, that was the whole thing. Because when you was in the club with your partners,
your niggas,
like,
yeah.
You fuck with him, you fuck with me, and we in this motherfucking heat. You feel me?
Yeah. That's my favorite CD from Gucci.
Yeah, that's the one right there.
Yeah.
That go crazy.
That's my CD right there, nigga. I just put the CD on the ride, bro, the whole time.
Yeah. That go crazy in the Bay.
It's a whole bunch of them.
How you know? So
I'll let the CD come on and just knock all the way through.
So what's other songs, and y'all can answer in the chat, that might be regional songs that's only played maybe where the artist is from and maybe crossed over to another region and is played there in that region? You said you had the Boosie song right there that you came on with, right?
Yeah.
That song right there for a fact was big in the Bay. What's another song? I can't think of nothing off the top of my head.
I don't know, but I know that right. That whole Gucci right there. That Gucci, that CD by itself.
Yeah.
An Idlewild CD. That Idlewild CD.
What was on
there?
Yeah. I remember.
Man, come on. Man, that's when 3000 really showcased his different side of music.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So to me,
another song slapped in a
shit, Stand Up, and I don't know, everybody probably like that too. With T.I., Lil Wayne and Trick Daddy.
Yeah, for sure. That might have crossed over from one area to another. I don't really know. Well, 5 on it for the Loonies.
No, that was nationwide. That was big. That wasn't a crossover. That was big.
It wasn't just like a couple regions that.
Right. That was big. Everybody knows that. Everybody knows that.
If y'all got one, y'all let us know. A song that you think was big in maybe 1 or 2, maybe 3 regions that a lot of other regions might have slept on, but it was definitely something that was slapped where you was at. I know that Big Cat LaFleur was big in the Bay.
Now you ain't watched none of these basketball games.
Right now, today?
Cleveland and Indiana. Best game I've seen in a long time, bro. Them niggas was playing basketball. Warriors need this one. We playing right now. We up right now. Steph got 3. Buddy Hill got 22. Jimmy got 8. Dre got 10. We winning. But we need this.
But
It's winner go home for us.
Who?
Busting their ass.
Damn.
Busting their ass. 6 for 7 from the 3-point line. Busting their ass.
Let's go, buddy.
Busting their ass. We're in the third quarter right now.
Oh,
in the third quarter right now.
Oh, this is Steph and what's name time right here.
Yeah. That's why they said it. That's why they said if the Warriors feel good right now and they up right now and Steph got 0, nigga, it was like 30 seconds left. Steph went to the half court, nigga. That's how he got the 3.
Yeah, he's a third quarter assassin, and then come in the fourth, and Jimmy too. And so, buddy still got 22.
Come on with it, cause hey, there's gonna be some. That Cleveland series, boy, they lost. They lost by like 3 points. No, they lost by 6. And that was that last 2 minutes 6. You know what I'm saying? Like
Indiana,
nigga Halliburton goes crazy. Nigga defense. This nigga blocking 3-pointers. Made the nigga fall. Busted. This nigga is all over the court, nigga.
It's gonna be a tough. It's gonna just be tough all the way around. Every series is gonna be highly.
Because LeBron and Luka gone.
And I was about to say, them boys over there ain't playing the Timberwolves.
And you know we got to play them next. And I've been talking shit, too. You seen what Russ did last night to OKC. You seen what
Hey, bro, it ain't no easy. You know, it ain't like, oh, you get past this, then you the rest of the way. Every series shouldn't be.
Oh, wait, hold on, P. Hold on. We got Big Ben's Biera in the building. What's up, Big Ben's? She just went and got her a Big Ben's today. Big Ben's Biera.
Oh.
BB. You're gonna be slapping that old Gucci and like you see her laughing. Big B. Yeah, man. Hey, look, man. How my partner been doing though?
Man, all is well. What's up with my partner, man? What you got going on?
Oh, look, man. I was thinking last night. I was sitting down. I was laying down. It's been I had some frustrating moments this week. And I said, this been some frustrating shit. So when last night was coming, I was kind of meditating. And when I was meditating, I was letting all these questions ponder in my head.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, damn, because I was thinking about different situations. And I came downstairs about 1 o'clock in the morning, maybe. And I started writing down questions. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna bring these questions to the pod. But I had another conversation before I get to that.
Yeah.
About sexual partners. Me and somebody was talking about how many sexual partners have you had? Do you know how many sexual partners you had?
Yeah, I almost answered that question very crazily. It was just me and you talking.
Exactly.
I almost answered that question as if it was just me and you talking.
Exactly.
And I remembered it wasn't.
Right. Exactly. Right.
So, yes, I do.
Right. So, the question then came up, is you still gonna would you mess with a female with a higher body count than you?
I would never know. I wouldn't.
I'm asking.
I would never even know what her body count or nothing was because I would.
What if she told you?
I mean, then that's what she would just tell me. That would be her. What you call it?
Yeah, you ain't tripping.
No. Hell no. Like, so I seen her. I did all the work to get her. And then I'm not fucking with her because she been bad, she been fine, she been attractive, and she been what the fuck? Okay, it's my turn now. Well, somebody it's my turn now. I don't care who turn was before me, it's my turn now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's what I would say. Could you make her your girlfriend?
Again, I was about to answer that question.
That's the real question, nigga. The other shit, nigga, goes without saying. Nigga.
We gotta do a no cap uncut because I was about to answer that question.
Nigga, you ain't gotta answer it, nigga. Nigga, we here. You ain't you ain't even have to say nothing, nigga. When I asked the question, the answer projected right back. I just wanted to make sure I got it out there to the universe so they heard it. They ain't say that. Oh, that nigga didn't say it. Nah, nigga.
Clear.
Yeah. So I was thinking about that, and so I said, yeah, that was the question. They said ask P that question. So I asked you, and you answered it accordingly. Because that's how the fuck I would have answered it. Now,
ask me, does it matter if a woman has a body count and would I make her my girlfriend?
Right. Could you? Because the person said that it don't matter.
Or if their body count was higher than yours.
Right.
Well, what if the dude only had 3 partners because he wasn't really like that? You know what I mean? He wasn't the type of dude, kind of shy, a late bloomer. You know, dudes be late bloomers. Women get hollered at all the time. They don't have to do work. Dudes got to do the work. And a lot of dudes be late bloomers, which is why some dudes be actually, when they be talking about like, why do dudes cheat? And they try to put it on dudes, it's because some dudes, I was talking to a dude the other day, he was telling me, he was like, you know, it happened a couple times where some women came up to him and was like, dang, handsome or fine. And he was like, the first couple times it happened, he was like, who you talking to? Who, me? Because in high school, he was the nigga all like that. Nope, he didn't get no play. He had to work very hard to get whatever he got, but they never was approaching him. Now later on in life, as a grown man, he didn't grew up into, and we didn't see girls who did the same thing. Now women is like, hey, handsome, and whoop, and he like, what? Well, I ain't turning down nothing. I'm making up for everyone I missed that I wanted. You know what I mean? And so I say that to say this: a dude like that could possibly have a lower body count. Then you also got dudes who's very picky. They're very picky. They only go for like a certain type, and that's all they stick with. They ain't hitting nothing else. So they can have a very low body count, so-called, right? They can have, but the girl, so if he got 3 and she got 5 or 8, he go not mess with her because of that?
Yeah. See, that was a good example that you got. See, I told you, P. I told you. Every now and then, you good in the kitchen, you put on your hat and your apron. You get the cooking in this motherfucker.
It'd be variables to it. You know what I mean?
But I order takeout, P.
You be in the kitchen cooking. But
but I gotta get I brought in this fast food. Because you saying 3 to 5. I'm talking about like 50 to 6, 80 to 7, 80 to 10, 100 to 9, shit like that. Shit where you just know that's a walking. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna talk like we talk, because see how I'm gonna do what you did, P.
And you almost made me do it.
Hey.
Because
yeah, okay. Let's leave this conversation alone. Yes, it's okay. In certain situations.
My mom's.
Don't ask if you don't want the truth, nor if you can't handle it.
What?
See? You see? You see?
Because see, you could. Every relationship is not boyfriend and girlfriend relationship.
Come on with it.
Every relationship don't have to be boyfriend and girlfriend. Every relationship don't have to be husband and wife. There's different types of relationships that can be between a male and a female based on who the male is and then who the female is. And depending on who you are, you can make the most of every relationship.
Let me tell you this dumbass story, Pete, because I wasn't going to tell this story, but then I just decided to tell it. It don't got nothing to do with nothing, but it got something to do with something. One of these girls almost made me feel a little fruity. Now, don't laugh, Pete. Don't laugh. Don't laugh, Pete. Stop laughing.
Come on.
Let me tell you. She liked me, bro. She liked me. To me, she was a friend, a good friend.
Yeah.
And she liked me. And one day we decided to, interact with one another.
Mm-hmm.
And I decided, well, I didn't really decide it. She was like, "Hey, can you?" And I was like, "Shit, we'll see what it do," And get down there, bro. And
Wait a minute. Wait. Hold on.
come on, P, just follow me. Don't act. Just follow me.
Oh.
So she does this little thing, and she reveals the little man in the boat. Okay. You remember the Loonies? Remember that you just asked me about the I got 5 on it.
Mm-hmm.
You said I got 5 on it. So you remember the logo when they had like that? I don't know if it was a 40-ounce bottle wrapped with a condom on it, but he had the guns. Okay. The little man in the boat popped out like that. Just like rough out on a nigga. You know what I'm saying? And when I looked at it, she said this shit right here to me. It looked like a little dick, don't it? How you want me to go do something with you right here? You just asked me that shit. So now I don't want to do it no more. So no, this the fucked up part. Cause now I sits up, P. And while she's laying here, I can see the underline where it looked like she got some hair. Like it's supposed to be a hair patch right there. Now I'm in here laying with a motherfucker making me think of Rick Ross, my nigga. How am I supposed to fuck with this?
Rick Ross.
I'm saying, oh you know the fuck
Oh shit. Okay. Oh shit.
That's how I want to tell you. I don't like that shit. Story that had nothing to do with nothing. I just didn't like. I just wanted to tell you the story. That was some fucked up shit. Cause not all relationships are meant to be something more. Sometimes you just gotta look and be like, I'm cool. I did finish though, but I was still cool. She had ass like a motherfucker.
That story was wild as fuck.
Enjoy the journey, nigga. Gotta enjoy your life, nigga.
Oh,
sometimes you just gotta take one for the team, my nigga. And I was the team.
Yeah, shit. Damn.
Yep.
Well,
that's what
there you have it. Talking about
but
what was we talking about?
No, all right, listen. You said something though. You said a few things. I didn't take your shit. I didn't start writing down your notes. You said something. You said dudes can be late bloomers. And that's why the body count can be higher. So let's dive a little bit more into that. Why do niggas be lying about when they started fucking? You know what I'm saying? Because just because you just said that, that's an accurate statement. Most niggas really started, maybe let's say 10th, 11, 9, 10, 11 grade, 10, 11 grade. That's really where you start fucking like that. But some niggas gonna be like, hey, nigga, I started fucking in 4th grade. Fuck you with fucking in 4th grade, nigga. I just, you gonna do that shit. I just told you this bitch just popped out on a nigga like this and shit.
Yeah, some people are late bloomers. What's too early?
What's too early?
Yeah.
Shit, nigga, I don't fucking know. Shit, I don't know. But niggas that say any number, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, nigga, did you really start at this time, nigga? You know what I'm saying? They don't want to come off like chumps and want to fit in. Yeah, shit. Sometimes it's better to wait.
No, absolutely. I would definitely suggest waiting.
Yeah, we wasn't thinking that though. Fuck all that. That's out the window immediately. We grew up looking for that VHS tape. Couldn't wait to see a titty. To me, sex back then was sucking titties. Sucking titties was more of a That was, shit.
Yeah, late bloomers, but some dudes do because they want to fit in, and a lot of dudes be lying, even to this day, because they want to try to be cool. And there's no reason to lie about whatever you did or didn't do. Just be who you are. What you lying for?
I lied on my shit a few times too.
If y'all got any questions in the just put them in the chat.
I didn't lie on my shit hella time. I ain't got caught. Real. Told my cousin. Told my cousin I hit something one day.
Yeah.
And this supposed to be me and this nigga. We at Encinal.
Yeah.
I done told this nigga I done bust this little bitch down. And because we was about to, it just didn't go through.
Yeah.
This nigga went back and told. Her mama called me.
Oh, I remember you said that.
Yeah. How the fuck your mama, motherfucker? You say you can't even lie straight no more. Niggas gonna tell. That's why tell the truth.
Yeah.
So you ain't gotta remember what you said, and people mamas don't call you. Raggedy motherfucker. But now, what you ain't got nothing for me today, right? I got some questions too.
Okay.
All right, but I was thinking about the healing processes that people go through. Right? And I was thinking about the healing process. I was thinking, I had this question right here.
Hold on, Kacey.
Go for it.
1 second.
Shoot it.
Women lie too?
We all lied on our stuff before. Oh?
Wait a minute. Hold up. Time out. You mean to tell me that women lie too?
I wonder how that goes. You know I fucked such and such last night.
What?
I wish a motherfucker would have lied on me. You know I fucked with them just long as she wasn't ugly.
Shit. Hold on. So women lie? I did not know. I did not know that. That is news to me. How do that go? They just tell their homegirls like, girl, oh, like, girl, he did this, he did that, and he ain't did none of that. Like they got head or something. Oh, see, I knew it was something about some head. They lie about how good of head they can give or giving head before. Oh. Or, oh, girl, he did this, he did that, and he ain't did none of that. She jawsing. Oh, Miss Rent say they lie about the satisfaction. They lie about the satisfaction.
Oh, they lying to us? Or is that y'all lying to us?
They lying to us about the satisfaction.
Not usually the body count. I'm confused. Y'all don't lie about the body count, y'all lie about the satisfaction?
The faction. Y'all just some lying ass motherfuckers, ain't you?
Man, knew it already. Knew it already. We didn't even have to. Knew it.
And what's the point of lying about the satisfaction? That don't do nothing for you. You lying, make the dude, then he feel great. Because he come back talking about, boy, I had her ass in there, whoop-de-whoop.
Oh, they be telling us, she said they be telling us it's good while they lying, why it really be trash.
And that's your fault because the dude go back like, boy, I had her in there, and he telling everybody, and he telling the truth. Because
wait a minute, what's considered trash though?
When they basically faking and it's really trash, they just having fun. Basically, the women just having fun, like this is just fun, whatever. But they not really in. It's nothing that they really whoop. But we don't lie about.
We lie about how you just put it down. It wasn't nothing.
You ain't got. Well, let me give y'all dudes some game.
Then he wonder why he blocked.
She can't lie to you if you know what you're doing. If she lying to you, that means you don't know what you're doing.
It's whack, little, motion, boring.
Yeah.
Don't want to hurt y'all feelings.
So yeah, they don't want to hurt whoever feelings they talking about. Because if she lied to you, that means you don't know what you was doing. Because here's one thing: the mouth can lie, but the body can't. So if you know how to be in tune with the body gonna tell the truth. I don't care what her mouth say. I'm only I'm talking to her body and the body talking back. So whatever, if the body not doing what I wanted to do, I'm gonna get it to do what I wanted to do. The body gonna tell the truth all the time. You can't hold it back. I'm
Come
after,
on.
I'm after your mind and your body. I ain't worried about what your mouth say.
Mouth game be whack, but he go along with it. But he go along with it to make you feel good. Damn, that's the main problem. God damn it.
Well, I'm gonna tell
Men
y'all.
don't pay attention.
I'm gonna tell y'all. A lot of women, y'all don't be knowing what y'all doing when it comes to that. That a lot of men just be taking it just like, man, and they gonna tell their partners, man, that shit.
Oh,
But they,
oh, man, when that shit be dry,
oh my God.
oh my God, you can feel a little teeth up.
Or the teeth and shit, it just, but
Oh
the
man,
ones who know what they doing,
listen here, listen here, listen here. I heard Bernie Mac said it, and I believed it ever since that day.
yep.
Good poochie, I get you an apartment. Good mouth, good inside the mouth, get you a house. I personally rather buy you a house. You know what I'm saying?
Women be
Shit.
thinking they doing, man, that should be so weak, that boring
Come
ass
on, man.
art.
Always want to put a little bit of spin on that. Come on, man.
Garbage.
Come on, man. I ain't verbiage. My bad. Yeah. Listen.
Okay, anyway, we was getting into something else. Let's go ahead and get back to it.
These motherfuckers. Yeah.
That applied to me.
Men don't pay attention. We pay attention.
Pay attention.
We pay attention. We watching everything that we need to watch. If it get just enough and it's boring, and it get just enough where we can do what we gotta do and get up out of there, we up out of there. You'll know if he was good or not. You'll know if it was good. If it's good, nigga be back, right back. Nigga might stay today. If a nigga ain't got nothing to do, nigga gonna be right back. Now, if it's cool, nigga hit you on the late night. Hello. Let me not say that. We can't talk like that on here.
We was on. You was going into one of our topics. So go ahead and get it.
Oh yeah. Hold on. All right, yeah. It's the unhealed version. Is the unhealed version of one person of yourself sabotaging your growth.
All right, give it to me from the beginning, all over again, because you started from.
All right. Let's say you on your healing journey. You going through your different levels of healing, and as you start going through these different levels of healing, you start realizing that, like I told you before, you got these patterns and these traits. Is the parts of you that's not yet healed fucking up the parts of you that's already grown from some of those past things? That's the question. So is the unhealed versions, is that what I call it? The unhealed version, the unhealed traumas, are they sabotaging your new growth? It's the dandruff causing your hair to break. That was my analogy. What you think? What you got for me?
I actually talk about self-sabotaging in this book.
This motherfucker. I knew you was coming with it too. I seen when you start flipping pages.
Trying to find exactly where it is. But kind of how I put it in there, it's like a lot of times people it's like putting a Band-Aid over a wound, but when the Band-Aid is removed, it's still a scar. And so self-sabotaging is real for sure. People can do it more than they think, because a lot of times it happens from the subconscious mind, not necessarily the conscious mind. So them traumas sometimes that people are aware of, sometimes they have a subconscious mind too that's at work and they're not really paying attention to. That's why meditating helps. It helps people get in tune with their subconscious mind. But self-sabotage is real. People do it on a conscious basis and a subconscious. And absolutely, a person can be in a present state of healing, but struggling to do so, even though they have every intention of doing so, because of previous learned behavior of like mastering how to self-sabotage as opposed to how to be productive and self-empowering. So a person could be self-empowering or they could be self-sabotaging, and a lot of people may not know how they empower themselves or how to empower themselves. So yeah, self-sabotage Very, very real for sure.
Bet. So I know we just joked around and was talking about all the sex stuff, and that was cool. Let me tell y'all why I brought all that up. Because it all got to circle back. Sometimes I just needed to flip the switch. I can't remember what I was thinking. So last week before we got off, I had told you, like, my cousin had shown me a picture, bro, of a body. And when the body opened, it was hella other little bodies in it, hella other little souls, like different people's souls inside the body. So like, it was a whole lot of soul ties in one person. If you can see all the people and souls that was inside your body when you opened up, could you find yourself in there? And so then I start thinking, damn. Let me kind of look at my paper, because then I start thinking, like, why are we staying with some of these unhealthy attachments? You know what I'm saying? Why do we hold on to the previous things that hurt us, or that we dealt with when we're trying to go forward in our life and create this new version? And then the answer that I came up with kind of was like, as you start healing, you cleaning out old memories and old soul ties, but you try to find, a lot of times, if you don't take enough time to cleanse and heal some of that shit, some of them soul ties, right? You start getting somebody else. That's that one thing we knew, man, the quickest way to get over somebody is to get under somebody else.
Yeah.
We do that, and we put another soul in there. So we push one out and bring another one in.
Yeah.
And that's what I mean when I say is our unhealed self, because we picking the same shit that we just pushed out, we bringing another one in. So we not really doing no healing. We're not really healing. We just recycling old ass feelings. If we don't take enough time. I know you're looking for it in the book too, but you know what I'm saying, right? We hold all these unnecessary ass bonds. And then this the fucked up part. We get with a lot of fucked up ass people who bring out these nice images to you. And then you start holding on to shit that you was deficient of. I'm deficient of somebody feeling wanted, they're feeling needed, they're feeling loved, they're feeling compassion, or feeling, you know what I'm saying? Feeling whatever the fuck you in lack of need of at that moment. Somebody come give that to you and you neglect all the other shit. So instead of actually taking the time and saying, hey, yo, I gotta sweep some of this shit, I gotta sweep all this out. We find somebody, we hold on. We hold on to this part right here. Hey man, she feeling this need, they feeling this need. And then we ignore all the others, the rest of the bullshit that come with it. And then when all that bullshit start coming in, boiling over, you start realizing it's the same shit you just dealt with. So you really didn't get nothing new. You just grabbed another hand. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
So you pushing one out, but you just grabbing somebody else. It's the same shit. You fighting your way. That's the picture. That's the picture. You open up your body, and it's a whole bunch of different souls, and you trying to come out of it, and you thinking you getting yourself out of it by grabbing another hand, but in reality, you grabbing the same shit. All you doing is moving your way through other souls, trying to navigate to the top, but you keep on adding shit. And the more you add shit, the more you get buried in. So it's hard to really heal because you never let go of everything. Instead, you trying to find you. How the fuck do you find your way out? You got to push it out without pulling nothing in. But we get so scared to be alone because it's so crowded and dark in there. You feel like you're alone, that you don't know how to push people out or push that shit out. So you hold on to it, which never let yourself heal.
Why?
People be scared to be alone.
Why?
Why are people scared? Because nobody really sat with themselves before. That's the thing. People are so used to being around somebody that when they have to sit with themselves, see, trauma comes from an early age. So as long as you keep on holding on to it, the older you get, the more you bring in. That shit is like a plague spreading in your body. The more it grows, the more it sit there, the more it grows, the bigger it gets, the more you hold on to, the more people you look for, the more soul ties, the more soul contracts, the more you lose yourself. The more you deal with others and get into this bubble, the less of you leave for yourself.
Which is easier? Which is harder?
Which one? What you mean? Which one? Easier or harder? What?
See, okay. There's a bunch of stuff in there that you're talking about right now.
Mm-hmm.
But by human nature and most and average thinkers, what people look to do, again, average thinkers by human nature, look for the easy way out. Look for the easiest thing to do. So what is easier and what is harder? Is it easier to the best way to get over somebody else is to get under somebody else? Is that easier than sitting alone and doing the work, which is easy?
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right. Now look, which is easier? Going to the gym, making fitness a lifestyle, or sitting at home and just going on with their life and becoming out of shape? So
The latter, right?
Right? It's easier to do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And it's easier to fake the funk like you're doing something than it is to actually be disciplined, self-disciplined, self-motivated, do the work. It's easier to point the finger. It's easier to accept. It's easier to neglect. So it comes down to what's easier and what's harder. And most people by human nature don't want to do what appears to be harder up front. But here's the thing. Most things that are harder or more challenging up front make life easier on the back end or are much more rewarding on the back end. Things that tend to be the easiest up front tend to cause the most hurt, trauma, self-sabotage, and are the hardest in the long run.
Come on.
They're not healthy in the long run. But still, because you, like you said last episode, microwave living and all that, people are trying to get instant, like taking Tylenol and mask
gratification. Right.
the Tylenol wear off, they got to pop another one. Right? Sometimes these soul ties, as you described it, it's like taking Tylenol. It's another form of Tylenol. It's there and it masks it, or alcohol is the same thing. But when it wears off, now what? Another body. Take another Tylenol. So what's easier and what's harder? What people have to retrain themselves to do to get out of self-sabotage is how they think about challenges. Healthy challenges is how you improve. Challenging yourself where you were once weak is how you become strong. But running away from challenges that would help you self-improve is exactly how a person would be self-sabotaging themselves. And most people, majority of the people are gravitate to trying to compensate and go the easy route, not do the work. And that's how you end up self-sabotaging. I think I found, this may not be the whole thing on the self-sabotage, but I found something in the book. Real quick, it say, do you know that most people will actually self-sabotage abilities and hold themselves back? Sounds crazy, but it's true. This is the unhealthy characteristic of an unhealthy lifestyle. When a person lacks confidence or views their goals in a negative way, they become accustomed to telling themselves they can't. They will literally say they can't do something that they're actually capable of doing. This ain't the one I was looking for, but this does talk about self-sabotage. And somewhere else in here, it's in this chapter, but I'll find it. But in this chapter, and this is chapter, hold on, if you got the book, I'm gonna tell you what chapter this is. Well, that's page 48, where I first started talking about self-sabotaging. If you go through there, it's a lot on self-sabotaging, and that's in the Power of the Mind, chapter 2, starts at page 48, if you want to read that. It was a particular part I was looking for, but in any case, what's easier and what's harder in a nutshell?
Now, I was kind of having a discussion with somebody, which triggered all these things, and you just said something there that I was going to touch on anyway. We gotta learn that we gotta learn that just because it look harder on the front end, that's not necessarily gonna hold you. it's going to be harder on the back end. Sometimes you got to just break through the concrete so you can see the beauty behind the wall. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
But a lot of people be afraid to start punching the wall because they see a big slab of stone that they know can kill them or break them or damage them. We got to start embracing the hurt. We got to embrace our. This is the part of the journey that's the most important, because you got to start embracing the hurt. You got to. This is how you start. This is how I think you got to start getting up out of there. You got to start. One thing that I can think of is you got to go for the hard part and start just saying, you know what, ask yourself, why am I holding on to this person?
Mm-hmm.
What was it about this person? For me, it was kind of an accolade.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It was kind of an accolade. I did it with such and such. I did this. I did whoop, 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 this person, whatever that it was an accolade. Something maybe I can share,
Mm-hmm.
right? Something that can make me feel accomplished in a sense. So that means for me to hold on to this reason means I had a self-esteem issue. So it started connecting, right? Well, I'm connecting this shit right now, right? So you look here and you find this. So where did the self-esteem issue come from? You know what I'm saying? So what happened here to bring your self-esteem down, right? So now you find out what brought your self-esteem down. You say, well, this happened in this scenario. Well, that's just one situation that, you know, could be the 1% of a whole body. So why did you worry about this one incident and let that fuck with your self-esteem, which now made you start dealing with shit and holding on to something that you didn't have to hold on to, because you would remember what I said. You were deficient in something.
Mm-hmm.
You found it. You held on to it, because if I don't hold on to this, I'm going to go back to feeling this.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to have another trauma. So the trauma's causing trauma. Like I said, it starts spreading. So now we got to start finding, why am I holding on to it? And if you find the right thing, you'll realize I might be at the center of something, where it might not be at the center, but you know, when you get a big thread and you can start pulling it apart and then start making the ball go a little bit smaller, because you ain't just pulling one, but you start to pulling a whole lot of it, because you start to find similarities in the people. But then I start saying something about, I start thinking to myself, what we always talk about, being teachable.
Mm-hmm.
Got to be teachable. Got to be able to learn.
Mm-hmm.
Then I thought to myself, am I teachable? Am I teachable? Or I like to learn.
Mm-hmm.
But am I teachable? On everything, not just on some things.
Mm-hmm.
Because we can be teachable on the things that we want to learn.
Mm-hmm.
But when it comes to somebody pointing out, hey, this showing on you. This ugly part is showing right here. Can we handle that? Or is being teachable, what I say? Let me see how I said that. Is teachable moments insulting to a person's character? Did this teachable moment just become insulting? Why you pointing out my ugly shit? Why you gotta tell me about my shit? You feel me? What you got?
People can become defensive in that. Well, it depends too, right? Because you got to consider the source. Who's the person who said you qualified to be telling the person about themselves and the person? So you got to, you know, consider the source of who it is, and then people will get defensive. And just because they get defensive don't mean that you're wrong. That's just a natural reaction when people. But you know what's, that's not necessarily self-sabotaging. It kind of is, but real, even deeper is when a person seeks help. When they go out and they're asking someone to come in and help them. And then once they start to get the help that they're paying for or they sought out, they start to reject the help because they're holding on to what they believe it should be, or how it should go, or what they want it to be, or what they, and like, I think it's, you know, saying the Bible, lean not on your own understanding.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people try to make it what they want it to be, or they get defensive, or why do they have to do this type of work? And they look at other people who seem to not have to do, they start comparing themselves to the other people. So then what they're saying is they want to be average. They're an average thinker and they want to be like everyone else. And so, like, real self-sabotage is when a person seeks help and then they're not being coachable. They don't have a coachable mindset. They're not a coachable individual. You know, they're not an active listener. most of the time, people who are coachable are also very good active listeners, which is a skill set.
Mm.
You use that skill set very well. But here's an example. I once was coaching somebody, right? I was training someone, and this individual from the age of like 14 or something like that to the age of 30 something. She was in her 40s at the time that I was coaching her. But they had a gut issue, a bacteria, and they would always tell people that something was wrong with their stomach. And everybody used to be like, oh, you're too young, you don't know what you're talking about. And then after a while, they went to the doctor in their 20s and stuff, and they was like, oh, yeah, it is something. They didn't know how to fix it. Then finally, and they like late 30s and then going into their 40s, they found a holistic doctor. And the holistic doctor said, this is our approach. This is what we're going to do. And they did it, right? And the person actually saw results. Finally, from their teenage years all the way up until then, they finally saw results. But the person said, why do I got to keep doing this stuff that's working? Everybody else don't got to do it, and started to criticize the naturopath who helped them finally unlock and solve what was going on with them that nobody else could do. No doctors, no their parents, nobody. And was like, well, my naturopath and them, she said that they were not thinking the same, that the naturopath is not thinking like logically, like this and logic, who would continuously live like this and eat like this and treat their body like this. Well, bitch, you. Because you have to. But everybody else doesn't have to do it. Well, everybody else ain't true.
Right.
And then you're not everybody else. Everybody else didn't have that same thing. So that's what I mean by that's real self-sabotage. A person seeking an answer, seeking some help, finally gets it. But because it's not what they want it to look like, or it's not like what everybody else has to do, or because it requires them to do some work, then they say, well, I don't feel like I need to have to do that, even though that's what will work for me. That's real self-sabotage. So people can find the answer and still turn their back to it. People will then get defensive and say, I know what to do. I just don't. And then the question becomes a question I ask you. Why? I know what to do. I just don't. I know that. I just don't do it. Why? The solution is always in the problem, but the problem is identifying exactly what the root of the problem is, and that's what it's
because it's insulting. It can feel insulting. That's what I just ain't that what I just asked? Are teachable moments insulting to a person's character? Once you point out something wrong about somebody, they become defensive, and as soon as they become defensive, they're no longer teachable. So they take the teachable moment as an insult. When in hindsight, you saying, "Hey, I already know what's the answer," and this will work. But because you're defensive, you just felt insulted. You just felt like I was attacking you. The attack is not an attack; it's an assist. It's the same letter. It starts with the same letter, but it ends differently. They both verbs. This is an attack. This is an assist. I'm giving an assist. Here, wow, take this layup, right? But a person that say, no, you're attacking my character. And now you just kind of self-sabotage yourself because you can't receive the help. You won't be teachable. So I asked this. Oh, well,
and
go ahead.
Before we go on to that, because they become defensive because it's a vulnerability. There's a vulnerability that exists. And you're exposing the vulnerability. The solution is always in the problem, but the problem is identifying what the real root of the problem is. And the root of the problem a lot of times are people's ability to handle their vulnerabilities. Nobody even likes to talk about being vulnerable. In no arena, in no way does a person feel comfortable talking about vulnerabilities. So unless a person can identify and be comfortable with a vulnerability and then identify it as a weakness, and train themselves, their mind, their body, their spirit, until that vulnerability becomes a strength, it will always remain a vulnerability no matter how much they try to mask it. No matter how much they try to cover it up. No matter how many Band-Aids they try to put on top of it. When you remove the Band-Aid, the scar will still be there. No matter how many bodies they try to pile on top of it. No matter how many pills they try to pop. The vulnerability will always be there. And until they go to the root of it and turn that weakness into a strength, they'll always be vulnerable. And in fact, they're even more vulnerable to the vulnerability because their subconscious is at work. They're consciously trying to avoid it, but their subconscious is more powerful than you think.
Yeah, we all be self-sabotaging at some point in our life. We all do it. That just like we keep on saying, you know, it's all about learning from those moments and learning from other people. You got to be open to receive it, and you got to be willing to give it too. And sometimes it ain't easy to tell a person like, hey, listen, this ain't working, or this ain't doing this, right? And then you got to hear a motherfucker say, hey, yeah, it ain't working because this. You know what I'm saying? But I can help you fix it. So it got its ways. But I was gonna go back. Shit, that's a fucked up thing because you got to pick your circle. You got to be around the trusted circle. Motherfuckers self-sabotaging any. It can be anything. Just because we don't want to learn how to or be open to doing different shit. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Pete.
You know, I'm reading some of the comments, and yeah, it doesn't matter. It really don't matter how you come off, because if a person want to feel a certain way, they go feel a certain way.
Come on with it.
Attack, they go feel attacked. If they want to take it as, because just because a person feels a certain way, it don't really mean that you was wrong. It doesn't mean that they might try to, okay. So a person could have very great intentions and sound information, but a person will say, well, I don't like how you said it. Well, that's a weakness on your part, not on theirs. Because if this individual, a person can use that as an excuse, is my point. They could use it as an excuse and say, oh, well, I didn't want to do it because you were attacking me. I remember, young lady, I had, I was talking to, and I was like, hey, you gained a little bit of weight. Let's, hit the gym, blah, 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 right? And they took it like, oh, you just trying to be like this. Then their uncle, like a year later, said very blatantly, girl, you getting too big. Then they came to me and said, I thought you were just trying to be mean when you said that. You're trying to help me. Yeah. See, it's their vulnerability and their lack of being coachable or teachable or acceptance of. So if you care about how a person go respond to you coming out of your place of love, you fake. It's not your job to be concerned about how they respond. It's your job, if you care to do so, to be there to give them what they may be overlooking. And if they, however they accept it, that's on them. But more times than not, from my personal experience, every person that I didn't ever pull to the side like that, they got defensive in the moment, but thank me later on in life.
You know what I thought about when you start saying that? Right when you said that, know the person you talking to. Know your teammates. Know the people around you and know the people that you deal with, so you can know, hey, if when I talk to P and me and P talk, me and P can shoot the shit and we know what we talking about. And the way P talks, if P tell me something, I'm not gonna be like, oh, this nigga was trying to try me. I know how P talk. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you know your person who you talking to, know your team players, so you can know what you get from each individual. If you see a bear, you know a bear gonna growl. You see a dog, you know it's gonna bark. You know what I'm saying? Know your players, so that way you can know when to and not when to take offense to what one of your teammates is saying. You got to know your characters, because if your character is a loud person, they're not gonna give you a low talk. Now, if your person is a low person, they're not gonna give you a high talk. So know the characters that you talk to, so you can know, hey, this person always bullshitting, so I'm gonna take what this person say with a grain of salt. But when this person speaks, This person is always serious. So I know when they say something, it's serious. So you got to know who the fuck you are and know who your players around you is. If I'm in the car, finna go to a gunfight, I don't want to be sitting in the car with motherfuckers who ain't got no weapons.
Exactly.
Know your players.
Consider the source.
Consider the source. I love when we do our shit. I love when we do our shit. Come on with it. Hey, I like that one. You want to stay on hell long? We ain't got to stay on long today. We already had an hour. Unless you want to keep riding. Y'all got questions? Self-sabotage is a lack of self-love. Not allowing oneself to truly hold themselves accountable. One should want the better version of themselves. See, people say they want accountability. They say they want account. They say they hold themselves accountable, but people don't.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you hold them accountable, they take offense. See, people don't. They should want the better version, and they say they do. They say they do, but they want that microwave better version. They don't want the soul food, the fully cooked meal of the version. They don't want that, so they gonna self-sabotage themselves. Motherfuckers don't want to do the work. They just want the results, but they don't want to put in the work to get it. Mm-hmm. This shit is work.
Here's the other thing. People look at individuals who do the work as if they're something like they're crazy. Like people who do the work, the actual work to get the goals that they achieve, average thinkers look at those individuals like, well, that's just them. And look at them, or they're crazy. Who wants to live like that and do that? Who would do that? Who lives like that? They start questioning the solid behavior of a solid individual, of a not average individual. This is how you know that you're becoming a not average thinker. When people start questioning your great habits. There's no question that the habits themselves are great, and that any individual who would choose to live with these habits and make these habits a lifestyle, that this would be beneficial. But still yet, the majority of people would question the habits. They would say shit like, who goes through life without drinking? Who doesn't drink? Now, you would say, whoever drinks, that's your business. Do your thing. Matter of fact, shit, I'll buy a bottle. What bottle you want? I'll pour your drink for you. You don't judge. You just don't drink. But yet, the individual will judge your decision of not drinking because that's the habit, lifestyle that you want to fuel your life with. And they'll start to question how a person could do that. Bitch, they could do it like me.
And judge your character. Oh, that nigga is square. That nigga don't even judge. Yeah, come on, insult you.
And try to insult you when you're not being insulting to them in any way. So individuals choose to be average thinkers and pass judgment on individuals who have taken a stance to do the work.
Come on.
Because it's easier not to do the work. So what's the next thing to do? After you self-sabotage to make a person feel better about themselves, they'll start judging individuals who are doing the work.
Come on.
When the person that's doing the work ain't judging their ass. They're actually, if anything, there to help or be an actual living example.
Come on with it.
But the people who do the work are more judged than the individuals who be talking about they feel like they judge. They feel like they judge based on your great actions and your great habits. You ain't said or did nothing, really. It's just your presence that make them feel judged because they weak. They have vulnerabilities. A person feels judged by an individual who is just living the way they want to live. A person says, I don't eat this. Oh, well, what's wrong with eating that? Bitch, I didn't tell you nothing was wrong with eating that. I said, I don't eat it. A person says, oh, I like to get this amount of sleep and I make sure I go to sleep at this time. Who puts themselves on a schedule like that? Bitch, I do. A person makes decisions. I like to drive the speed limit everywhere I go and leave at least, 45 minutes ahead of time or 30 minutes ahead of time so I can take my time. I ain't worried about traffic. I ain't never want to be in a rush. I'm just taking my time cruising. You know what I'm saying? When I'm in my car, it's actually therapeutic for me. I'm using it as a time to think and gather my thoughts to myself. And I come up with great ideas and things when I'm in my car because I'm not in a rush. I'm not doing that. Who leave that early? I need to. Can't get up that early to it. They start passing judgment on good habits that have worked to help a person shape their life who's doing the work. When the other individual don't say, bitch, you always procrastinating, get your ass up.
You know why they do that? Because they really be
Because they feel
envious.
attacked.
No, they feel envious and they don't want to feel attacked by their peers.
Yeah.
They're trying to project it off on you. Why you do that?
Yes.
I ain't doing that shit. Ain't nobody doing that shit. Take your old ass to bed, right? Shit like that.
Yeah.
Because they think if they do it, nigga, you know you're tired, go your ass to bed. But they gonna feel like if they do it, somebody gonna say it to them. So they do it first. I beat you. You know what I'm saying? So that's a lot of times why they do it. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think anyway. Shit. Fuck it. I don't know. I don't like people to be envious of anything. You know what I'm saying? If I can learn from you and get some shit from you, then I'm gonna try that. But motherfuckers you gotta watch your company you keep. Some people like living a hectic life as well. Some people just messy.
Hey, who is Honey Company? Because they said something back. I don't know if let me see.
What it say?
Go back.
I seen what it said. I'll be self-sabotaging myself.
Are you new? Because it said you were the first message. If you're still here,
I'm late.
You came on late. Well, we thank you for coming on at all. And then you said you be self-sabotaging yourself. You're not alone. A lot of people do. And if you have a question in particular about something in particular that you want to add in the chat, we would love to answer that question for you. That is what we are here for. You know what I mean? And it ain't no judgment.
No, hell no. Look, I'll be judging people.
Oh, shit.
I'm just talking shit. Nah, I do, though. We all do, though. We all judge people. We all judge somebody. You know what I'm saying? We looking. Yeah, you know, we judge people. I judge.
It depends on what we're talking about, though.
Yeah. But, before we go, I was going to ask you, though, is it easier to hold on to a trauma bond? No, that's what I was going to ask you, Pete. Goddamn. The question was, is it easier to hold on to trauma or let it go? Is it easier to hold on to soul ties or let them go? Same shit you asked.
See, this is the thing. Both are hard. Right? Yeah. So it's both are hard, but it's just the timing of what seems easier. One requires work and one requires less work. But holding on to traumas takes a toll on a person's body and and how they live their life, their energy, their mood, their happiness, their productivity, their health, stress levels, their blood pressure. So all that shit is hard. Just like sitting on the couch every day eating Twinkies is hella easy to do. But that shit is terrible on the body. So it's hard in the long run. The effects that follow at some point, it catches up. So yeah, while sitting with a trauma bond might be easier to try to ignore it and mask it up front, but every day and moment that passes is only creating more and more turmoil down the road. It's only becoming harder and harder down the road. It's only becoming more traumatic down the road, as opposed to sitting down doing the work, which might seem harder up front, but then,
So do real love, that was another question. Do real love, like in relationships, come from trauma bonds? Is that when most people get in their relationships, a lot of times they find out it's a trauma bond, somebody been hurt somewhere, this person been hurt somewhere. Do real love come from that, or is it just I love you while I'm hurt, and you love me while you're hurt?
Say it again.
Trauma bonds, right? Does real love come from that? You know what I'm saying? Like, if this where the real long-lasting love gonna come from? I met you when I was hurt. You met me while you was hurt. You on your journey, I guess. I'm on my journey, I guess. We can bond over this. Does the real love come from this, or is it just I love you now because this is hurt on me and this is hurt on you? But once this is healed, I can go on to something new.
That's difficult to say, because if it's true, truth doesn't need a reasoning. It doesn't need a circumstance. It's truth without a circumstance. Hold on, why my phone saying that? Hold on. It's truth without a reasoning, without a circumstance. Why the hell is my phone saying that and it's plugged in? What's going on? Why is it saying that? Truth doesn't need a reasoning or a circumstance, right? Like it's the truth, like real truth. So if you were talking about when you said true love, I'm talking about
Right.
like people try to add circumstances, and what that's when it start becoming versions of the truth. But real truth is just the truth. There's no circumstances or anything that need to be intertwined. It's just the truth. So if it's just true love, it is what it is. That's the only circumstance. It's truth. There's no. It doesn't need any reasoning to be the truth. It's just the truth. So if a person has true love and they believe in true love, it's not because they were burdened by something and they found somebody else who was burdened. They could have been in great spirits and found this person. It was just the right time, right place for them to find something that's very, very difficult to find.
Yeah. I mean, I think exactly the way you explained it is right. I think motherfuckers you can be in a good space, think you're in a good space, don't know that again, that shit is tricky. You know what I'm saying? That is a tricky question because you don't know where the motherfucker be at. And you can think you're in one space and they can think they're in one space and then y'all really ain't in that space. And then y'all get to this space and it's still a trauma bond that, still working on healing. And then once you heal it, it's no longer there. So,
okay. What would you give, assuming the person who kind of shared, Honey Company is still in here, and openly said, they self-sabotage all the time. Without having a actual scenario, what advice would you give? Remember we gave the advice to the college girl who was talking about her professors being assholes and all that?
Yeah.
Okay. What, if any, what advice would you give to someone who just shared openly, about self-sabotaging all the time?
How not to self-sabotage?
Or just what advice? Yeah. What advice would you give? I'll give you some advice. Read this book right here.
Read the book. I would say, you gotta start being disciplined with yourself. You gotta look in the mirror and kind of know, you know what I'm saying? You gotta look in the mirror and start saying to yourself, this is what I want. You know what I'm saying? You gotta commit to yourself. This is what I want. I want to do this. It's all about setting a goal and being disciplined with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Write that shit down. Put it on the mirror. Put it where it can be seen. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to hold on to this no more, right? And I want this for myself. And in order for me to have this, I got to let this go. Self-sabotaging, it just means you don't have no discipline. That means you looking for something. Again, that's what I said. It's a trauma. You holding on to something. Something is making you hold on to this. Remember what I just said? You're deficient of something. So now you're holding on. You gotta start letting shit go and saying, I can give myself this. I can give it to me. You know what I'm saying? This is pouring into yourself. This is how you start healing. Get all the shit up off of you so you can love you, because it's gonna be hard not to self-sabotage when you don't do the work inside. It's hard not to. Even if you say I'm healed, if you won't do the work, you masking it. It's still a Tylenol.
Mm-hmm.
You can look in the mirror and say, shit, I fuck up a lot of relationships. Or you can look in the mirror and say, listen, I learned from them past relationships what I didn't want, what I don't like, what I'm not willing to accept.
Mm-hmm.
I need this. This is how I'm going to achieve it. This is when I want to achieve it by, and this is my plan to get there. So you can talk negatively to yourself, or you can talk positive to yourself and speak affirmations over yourself. And if you do that, see, it's all about the way you think. It's your perspective. You got to go into it not thinking the worst. I'll self-sabotage myself. No, fuck that. I know what not to do. I learned some lessons that I'm not gonna make. That I'm not gonna do that no more. I learned some good parts, but I know them bad parts come with this. So I'm gonna try to take this and implement that. Believe this. You got to start pouring what you deficient in. Pour into that. What's not needed, release. Take what's needed for you, like a vitamin and a supplement, and leave the rest of that shit behind.
and recognize when it's occurring in the moment. Recognize when the similar decisions and actions are about to take place. When history repeats and you have an opportunity to either go forward or self-sabotage, make sure you choose to go forward and not self-sabotage, and just recognize a person has to start to have that war with themselves where they catch themselves doing exactly that thing that they're working to overcome. Like, I remember I was working on my posture with walking around, and it's called thoracic extension, making sure your back is straight. And then I remember I went to my mom's house. This was years ago, probably like 6, 7, 8 years ago. And I went to my mom's house. She said, "Boy, you getting taller. You can't be getting taller. You can't be getting taller at this age, but you look like you're taller." And in essence, I was taller because I fixed my posture. But I would be walking around, and every time I felt myself doing this, I would go, "Oh, I'm doing it again." And I would correct it. And I would do it all day. I'd be walking. Even when I sat down, I would sit down with making sure my posture was upright. When I sat down and stood up, I would make sure I was like this and not putting my hands on my knees to get up or sit down. And if I put my hands on my knees when I got up to sit down, I would stand up and redo it. I'm doing it again. Right? So I was reprogramming my nervous system. Programming my nervous system by being at war with the habit I was working to change for the better, the positive habit versus the negative habit. I identified it as a weakness, and then I did the work to improve it. And it's better to be at war with these things than not.
Come on with it.
So the first step is to be at war and start catching yourself when you're using bad posture. Catch yourself when you're making those self-sabotaging decisions and say, "Oh, that was almost it again. Let me not do that." And then go the opposite way of that. And then, like I was talking about, when a person comes across an individual who can give answers or be a coach, and they deliver that information in a way that makes sense and you can utilize it, don't self-sabotage those opportunities to learn or work with those individuals. Like I was talking about the lady who had the bacteria in her stomach, and then she finally, after 15 years of not knowing what's going on, got to the naturopath doctor, and the naturopath doctor did what they had to do, solve this, and said, "Moving forward, this is all you need to do." And when she did that, she felt great, but then she self-sabotaged because she wanted to do other shit and started having the issues again. So this lady that she finally found, God blessed her with, came into her life. God sent and people are not the blessing. God is the blessing, but they're using the person as a vessel. To deliver the blessing. So the people are not the blessing. God is, but they're the vessel that God is delivering the vessel, because he got to deliver it through something. So when God delivers a blessing to you through this vessel that he chose, don't turn your back on it.
Come on with it.
Receive that coaching from that individual that is delivering the blessing as a vessel, and utilize it and do the work. That's what.
And just remember, hey, if you're trying not to self-sabotage, if you're trying to discipline yourself to not self-sabotage, God gonna send you some self-sabotaging moments.
Just like God will send you the individual or individuals that you could surround, that you're gonna have the opportunity to go around these individuals and these motherfuckers. And you gotta choose. That's free will.
Hey, you gotta have this mentality. I told you. Remember when first time I was telling you I like Dr. Miles Monroe? You remember when I used to tell you that?
Yeah.
And he said, this is a form of kind of mentality we gotta go in with, right? He said, a lion can look at an elephant and see food. No matter that the elephant is 10 times bigger than the lion and can crush the lion, right? The lion sees food. See, the lion don't give a fuck how big the elephant is. The lion don't care how big the problem is. The lion sees its target and he attacks. Well, the women attack. They don't want to go get the food, but they don't care, right?
Yeah.
They go get it. They see what they want and they go get it. Just like eagles. Eagles is the highest flying bird in the world. An eagle, no other bird can fly up there with an eagle. So if an eagle runs into another bird, it's another eagle. An eagle picks its targets and does what it wants from the highest heights. You got to go in there with that mentality. You got to make sure that you see that you get to your highest height and don't be afraid of none of the fears, none of the problems that's bigger than you. You got to know to yourself, I'm the best at whatever the fuck I do. And I don't got to hold on to not near motherfucker or near object or anything like that for me to be the best version of me. So it's all about, again, self-discipline. Look within and get it up out of there. Hello.
Yes, sir. You got anything else?
No, I ain't had nothing else. I'm already missing this game. I'm finna go watch this motherfucker. So I hope we won.
Well, that brings us to the end of another episode of No Cap Live Q&A. We appreciate y'all rocking with us. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you share it. Tell a friend to come join in. Ask any questions you want, because you know we ain't afraid to talk about any and everything on here. We appreciate y'all rocking with us, and we will see you on the next one.
On the next one.
In a minute.
In a minute, bro.